Buckle up for chuckles. It's episode 319 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for people who play Magic the Gathering, whether you're sitting at home jamming some arena, you're out with your friends at your local game store, or maybe you're heading out to a Magic Fest to compete in your first Grand Prix. We are here for you.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Megan. Another one.
You're another one.
Yeah.
That's a word that, we talk about language a lot on this show. That is like, you can't write it.
Another?
I
you
mean,
can do apostrophe.
Another. But that's just like a lot of work. And,
it is.
And you're being very specific with the dialect choice you're making.
You want someone to read it in a specific voice.
Yeah. Like another one. That's another.
Yeah.
That's another. I don't know.
I can't imagine normally saying another.
Now it's lost all meaning for me. We were at the point where another has no meaning.
It does not.
But we've got a great show coming up for you today. We're going to be talking modern, everybody's favorite format.
That's right. And if it's not your favorite format, get ready. We're going to tell you why we think it should be.
Yeah, there's a new product, Modern Horizons, coming out that is modern specific. It's going to infuse modern with a bunch of new cards.
Maria, spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
We're also going to talk about another set of questions that Mark Rosewater has answered, this time in an article on Daily MTG. Plus, we'll have a little bit of story time.
Yeah, story time. We've run through the guilds a few times, and this time it's Selesnya's turn.
Don't you want to know what those little elves are doing?
I want to know what the centaurs are doing.
Oh, or what the tree people are doing?
I want to know what's the latest in hoof fashion for the centaurs.
Oh, great question.
In horseshoes.
Well, all of that and more in story time.
Although I do think horseshoes is like humans control horses and make them wear shoes.
Yeah, it does seem like horseshoes are what people choose horses to wear.
Why do they put them on them? Do you know why horseshoes exist?
Yeah. Okay. Great question.
Excellent.
It's actually because, so if you think about it, horses' hooves were originally designed to like run around in pastures and on like not even in pastures. That's also man-made. But like run around in the wild, right?
Yeah.
Which is like way more cushiony.
Yeah.
And so when people were using them to be like, oh, now they're on roads all the time. Now they're on streets.
Their hooves
now
would get hurt.
Exactly. Like their hooves aren't tough enough to stand up to that kind of wear and tear on those surfaces. And so it just basically is giving more structural support to the hoof. It gives it a little bit of protection, helps it, keep itself together.
And now you know.
Now you know.
So the centaur's probably not wearing horseshoes.
I mean, Ravnica is paved.
That's
like
true.
Most of it is
a city plane.
So maybe they are.
Oh gosh,
maybe
we really need answers
some sort
on
of
this.
alternative. Also, I feel like shoeing a horse is only not weird because a horse doesn't speak English. And like maybe it would be if they did.
Because they'd be like, what are you pounding literally into my foot with a nail?
Like I feel like if you were having a conversation during the process of shoeing,
no,
it would be a weird conversation.
It would feel so weird. It's perma shoes.
They come off.
Really?
Yeah.
Every night?
No.
they take them off.
Come off. No, they like lose them. They, they fall off eventually. You have to get new ones.
They leave them by the door. Can you please take off your horseshoes before coming into the living room, Hans? Oh, that reminds me of a story about Hans the Wonder Horse. Anyway, we've had enough horse stories for now. But yeah, all of that coming up on the show. And we've got some exciting stuff to tell you about too before we get started. Megan, would you be a lovely Vanna White with our brand new tokens?
I'd love to. Ooh, we have our tokens in the very studio right now.
Yes.
That Card Kingdom very kindly helped us print.
Yeah, thanks to them.
They are double-sided. So on one side, you've got Maria's wonderful face on green and my wonderful face on the other side on this beautiful orange. And they're, that way they all have little spaces that you can write in what kind of creature type and what power and toughness. So people who became patrons in the month of February, first of all, thank you a billion times. It really does mean so much to us. And we're so excited to send these out into the world. To people, and now you have four different tokens.
Yeah, use them how you see fit.
That they can represent.
And if you
is super great.
Didn't become a patron in February, consider becoming one in March.
That's right.
But if you can't or you're not interested, you can there's another way to get these.
What?
Spoiler alert that I'm going to spoil right now. You can go to cardkingdom.com/GLHF. There are beautiful sponsors of this show. Anything you want in Magic, they will sell it to you. Deck boxes, card sleeves, singles, entire boxes of Magic cards, board games, etc. Use our affiliate link, and then in the notes of your order, say this sentence. Good luck, have token.
Good luck, have token, and you can get your own pair of tokens for as long as supplies last.
You can also ask for a sticker, you know?
Yeah, you can always ask for a sticker.
Get max value with your order at Card Kingdom.
That's right.
So yeah, pretty
They're
cool.
great.
Another way,
them.
a whole nother way to get our tokens through Card Kingdom. And yeah, as we said, thank you to everybody on patreon.com/GLHFmagic who supported us in February. Please consider supporting in this month if you haven't already. It's so wonderful to see our family grow, and we would love you to be a part of it and help keep the show on the air, doing what it does, coming out of your cat's mouth through broadcast cat waves, and just being part of your life that makes it hopefully better. By the way, quick note on YouTube on our board games channel this week.
Ooh, on board games channel this week is Wingspan, which is a gorgeous new game.
Oh, I love it.
We do a little playthrough of the first round so that you can see all of the beautiful pieces and like all of the amazing interlocking ways that this game works.
Yeah.
It's an incredible game. We so highly recommend it. And if you're like, I want to know more about this, head on over there. You can see the whole thing. You can hear our board game reviewer, Nicholas's review of it. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, that's youtube.com/GLHF board games. It's an engine builder with glorious art and a whole
gorgeous art
women-led team who created it, which is also really cool. So we love this game. I want to play it every day.
Go check it out.
Let's talk about Modern Horizons.
That's right. So this is the set that is coming out in June that is for Modern. It's going to include new direct-to-modern cards.
So we are skipping standard with this set. None of this is standard legal.
That's
and this
right.
is the way that R&D has gotten around of being like, well, we don't want this card. It's way too powerful for standard. But we can't print
Modern
it.
could use an infusion like this.
So here we go. We're able to put in all of the Modern cards that we've been thinking about that we want, and we don't have to worry about them warping other formats, which is pretty cool.
We also might see some cards from older formats like Legacy that were legal there that have never been legal in Modern. And again, they don't want to introduce it in just a regular set because it would completely warp standard. Yeah. But this is a way for them to potentially put it into Modern. So will we see Force of Will?
Oh boy.
Who knows?
I don't know. Would you play this in your modern, like your Modern deck?
Depends.
Would you want it in turns?
Quite possibly. Very quite possibly.
I'm going to play it in Boggles. They're like, whatever, Liliana, Force of Will. Reveal this Boggle.
Boggle. You might not have enough blue cards.
No, I don't.
Definitely don't have enough blue
I
cards.
only have 4 Boggles.
You can dream though.
But it would be very funny.
Yes.
And they would never get over it. So
if you don't play Modern, we really, as we said at the top of the show, we really love the format. Maria plays Boggles and has a full Boggles deck.
Yep. Foiled out.
Yeah, that's right.
Not fully.
And I play Titan Shift, which I really love. And it's kind of nice because, right, it's not like standard and it's not like limited. It does take a little bit more time to build these decks because they are a little bit more of a financial investment.
Yeah.
That being said, a lot of mine were built from stuff that it's like, oh, if I was at a Grand Prix and I played side events and you get like the prize tickets, a lot of times they'll have like singles. I got a lot of my lands that way for the deck.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I traded my way to this deck.
Exactly. And it really feels like it's nice because I know it's something that as long as Modern is around, I can go to my LGS to Modern events. I can go to Grand Prix Modern events. Like I have it. It's a deck that I love. It's
ready to
playing. Go. Exactly. There's no other deck that I have that's just ready to go.
Right.
Which is why I don't play as much in-person standard, is because, you know, standard it's always changing. And this, it's really nice whenever someone's like, do you want to go to this Modern event?
Yeah, go, I can.
And I'm just like, I can do that. I have a deck that I can just pull out of the shelf and take with me and go.
And you know, if you've been playing at least for a little while, you've got knowledge of what the decks are in the format. You're probably not going to be surprised by too much that's happening.
Exactly.
So you're not going in blind ever because you're familiar with the format. It's been around for a long time.
It is pretty darn cool. So we enjoy it.
This is going to be a large set and it will be draftable. So it's been optimized to draft, which I think will be really, really fun. And there's going to be some Grand Prix that people will be playing sealed Modern Horizons.
Whoa.
I know. know.
Get out of town.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
Maria's thinking about specifically getting out of town to Seattle.
That's right.
Where one of the events is.
Yeah, Seattle was so fun the other year.
It really was. It was a great time.
It's great because the convention center is right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
It's not like on the outskirts of town.
On the outskirts of town.
Some weird place.
Way out there.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Is Seattle just one event or is it 2 GPs?
You know what? I can't remember.
Because in my dreams, Maria,
what?
It's Modern Horizons Limited as one event.
And Modern
and
as the other.
Modern as the other event.
That would be pretty sweet.
Wouldn't that be so good?
That's what, like, London? Is London Modern? No, London is Modern plus
something else. I don't remember.
War of the Spark, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah.
It is War of the Spark.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that would be sick.
Wouldn't it be?
For a second, though, this is very important for me while we're talking about this new product.
Okay.
Megan, I want to ask you a really important question.
Wow. I'm interested.
If you didn't know that Modern Horizons was a new product for Modern and Magic, what would you think it was?
Wow, great question. I would think that it was a vitamin.
Ooh.
For
over 50
for over
sure.
50. For people over 50.
I thought it sounded like a budget nursing home.
You know what? On second thought, when I thought about Modern Horizons, I thought it was the name of a new Carnival cruise line.
When I heard of Modern Horizons, I just assumed it was shapewear that Target sold specifically.
Yeah. You know, when I first heard Modern Horizons, I thought to myself, that's a budget airline.
When I first heard of Modern Horizons, I assumed it was the yoga studio that had fallen into disrepair down my street.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, that's funny because when I heard Modern Horizons, I thought that it was like an outdated spa.
Like from 1993.
Yes, exactly.
When I heard Modern Horizons, I thought it was the new vegan restaurant that just opened in the town over.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
with a few good options.
When I heard Modern Horizons, I thought that it was a small Midwestern city trying to rebrand itself as a tourist destination.
When I heard Modern Horizons, I assumed it was a high school one act, but high schoolers play old people, and it's just not any good.
Do you know what? I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Anyway, I'm making fun of this name. I personally think it's quite silly.
It is. It is a little silly.
Anyway,
a little silly.
Let's talk about these preview cards that they showed us.
First up, we've got Cabal Therapist.
This art is awesome.
Yes.
I don't quite know what's happening. I feel like it's a molten man.
Yes. It's it's a little spooky. It's a
horror. So for your horror tribal deck, here you go.
Single black mana for a 1/1 creature horror with menace. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, choose a non-land card name. Then target player reveals their hand and discards all cards with that name.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
So throwback to Cabal Therapy, of course, and a very, very powerful effect in Modern. Like we already talked about having Thoughtseize, having Inquisition of Kozilek.
Barf.
Now we have this.
Barf.
So this is going to be even more annoying because...
Like Thoughtseize you on turn 1, on turn 2, make you discard a bunch of... Maybe 2 cards.
Yes.
Maybe 2 or more.
And even if you're not playing Thoughtseize, if this is a first blind activation, the rest of them aren't.
Yeah.
You know? So like, you can just rip somebody's entire hand and you have perfect information.
Ugh. I mean... We'll see.
Thoughtseize number 3. Welcome to Modern.
Because, there's nothing that we love more than hand disruption. We talk about how much we love Modern, but right after that, I'll talk exactly about how much I hate Thoughtseize.
Yeah, Thoughtseize sucks.
Thoughtseize is the worst.
I hate it.
Thoughtseize is like if you're a person who who wants other people's ice cream to fall on the ground.
Wow. It's true.
And you could just get your own ice cream. But instead, your answer to the problem is to put their ice cream on the ground.
You're like, I wish I had ice cream, but...
Put their ice cream on the ground.
Put it on the ground.
Put it on the ground.
A cat would play Thoughtseize.
Exactly.
Knock it off.
And not a fun cat.
No.
Bad cat.
A very bad cat.
Yes. Next up, we've got Sarah the Benevolent.
Woo!
Angel Planeswalker, everybody.
This is really cool. She looks great.
Yes, Sarah from Sarah's Realm.
Yeah.
2 white for a legendary planeswalker, Sarah. 4 loyalty, +2, creatures you control with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn.
I love it.
-3, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance.
Cool.
And -6, you get an emblem with, if you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead.
I think this is great, and I wish I could have a modern deck with it. Maybe I'll just make one. Who cares?
You can. I mean, like...
You know what I mean?
Nope, I just accidentally went to Scryfall and then typed Scryfall in the search bar, which is
great.
Definitely. So this effect, this is the card that I was thinking of earlier. The -6 is like Worship, 3 and a white enchantment. If you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. And you see this out of, like, in Modern, some Bant decks play this. Basically anything that has a lot of creatures in it and is playing white. Like sometimes if you see someone playing green-white elves or Bant spirits maybe, they'll pull in something like this. Or any of, like, the Abzan sacrifice decks. That are more like contemporary pod decks without birthing pod will play this card. And so the -6 is a little bit like that.
I think it's cool that the -3 creates a Sarah Angel.
Yeah.
I think that's really neat.
Very cool.
I mean, when it was previewed, the people previewing it said they didn't think it was powerful enough for Modern, but they thought it was probably too powerful for Standard. Question, do you think this card would be too powerful in Standard right now?
You know what? I'll be honest. I don't.
Neither do I, actually. So where would you play it? You could play it in place of Ajani in the white weenie deck.
Yeah. I could see.
Which could be kind of a lock if you've got Legion's Landing flipped.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That is probably the best application that I can think of for it. And I can understand why they would be really hesitant to put an effect like that into the format.
Yeah.
Because you don't. You know,
then it was like, I don't think White Weenie like ever like wins from a position where you don't really have any creatures, but you have a Danto the First Fort happening.
Yeah, and you just like have 1/1.
You just have 1/1, so you don't really win, but it slows down your opponent from killing you. But in this case, if you had Sarah and some way to
like you're,
I don't know. I suppose they could if they had more creatures or something, but it is a way they're like, well, I just never lose.
Yeah, it's true.
It'd be kind of hard to assemble, but it could happen.
Yeah.
So, this coming out on June 14th is the release date. The pre-releases will be held June 8th and 9th.
Very cool.
At your LGS. Head on over and check that out. That sounds super fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I know, and I'm just really wondering, like, what they're going to put into Modern. What are they going to say, hey, we can put any cards in here. What do you want?
Like, I'm so interested to see what Modern looks like after this.
Right?
It's going to get shaken up.
Especially since, when is this coming out? So this is coming out after London.
Yes.
Mythic Championship, which is Modern.
Yes.
Okay. If you could pick a card in this set to be in the set for your pet deck, what are you putting in?
Ooh. Like an extra turns effect.
Just take something to take more turns.
Something to take more turns.
Yeah. Okay, great.
What about you?
Well, we're putting another Boggle in. We're putting a 1/1 hexproof for 1.
Do you want them to make a new Boggle?
Look, if I had the ability to have more Boggles in the Boggles deck, it would be so dumb.
No.
It would be so dumb.
Gross.
They definitely shouldn't do it because it'd be very, very good. Right now you're restricted to the 8 Boggles that you have, and then if you want to put, Core Spirit Dancer in that category, or Sahana Ledgewalker, those cost 2, so like not really.
Yeah.
But I did ask Mark Rosewater to print me one once, and he said, never. He literally looked at me and said the words, never.
Wow.
So I'm not holding out hope. But maybe they could print a fun new aura.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to be so careful with that deck, though. So this is my prediction. They'll print some card that is a nod to the Boggles deck, but would never actually go in the Boggles deck. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's a solid prediction.
Because you can't make that deck too good.
No.
You have to be very careful with those slippery boys. So slippery. But yeah.
So slippery.
Speaking of Modern, the Grand Prix last weekend in LA was Modern. And the top 8 decks, the number 1, Is It Phoenix?
Is It Phoenix? 2 copies of it in the top 8, and it won the whole thing.
That deck is the hotness right now in Modern.
People have been talking about playing Ley Lines of the Void Leyline of the Voids.
Yeah.
Because it hits so many, like Dredge was also in that top 8.
Yep.
Different things that can die to some graveyard hate.
What do you think about Leyline of Sanctities?
They're good against mid-range.
Okay. Yeah,
They don't solve the Arclight Phoenix problem.
No. Leyline of the Void, important if you're heading off to a modern tournament.
It exiles all like cards that would go into the graveyard, exile instead.
Yeah.
So, which is very important for those Phoenixes. They cannot come back from exile.
Arclights.
They are gone.
You are gone. Get out of here. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see a deck like Phoenix that made a splash in Standard move on over into the modern world.
Yeah.
And kind of be like the top deck.
It's very cool.
Right now.
Also a lot of Dredge in there. I love Dredge.
Yeah, you were playing Dredge recently.
I was. For a while online, I was playing Dredge.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the deck. I had a lot of fun playing it. Titan Shift also in that top 8.
Yeah, that's one of your faves.
Yeah, I love it.
Titan Shift is a good deck. And once it gets itself together, can't really stop it.
Nope. But sometimes you lose to doing your own math poorly.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
That's true.
Oh boy, have I done that.
It is a risk.
Poof.
But yeah, super exciting stuff with this new Modern set. What's going to happen to Modern?
Who knows?
Is it going to
I'm
be
very excited.
Totally broken? Is it going to be fine?
I'm sure it's not going to be broken.
Is it going to be new decks happening?
I hope that there's new decks happening. New decks.
Let's get some insight into Magic from the man himself, the myth, the legend. But he's also real, Mark Rosewater.
I've heard that Mark Rosewater isn't real.
Oh, really? What have you heard that he is?
I've heard that the person that we know as Mark Rosewater is a character actor who's been specifically hired to play Mark Rosewater.
This is the plot of Sherlock in one of the later seasons.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
For like an episode.
I believe that.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
I've heard that Mark Rosewater is a 90s yoga magazine. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, he wrote a column here for Daily MTG.
Yes.
And what was the deal with this column, Megan?
So this is called the Who of or the article is called You Know Who.
Yeah.
And it's about questions that start with who. Ooh. So he asked people on Twitter for questions that start with who, and then answered some of them. And this is part of a series. He did how, why, when, and what.
Yes.
So who is here, and then the why is coming up later.
So owls have a lot to ask, Mark.
Yes, exactly. This is the owl question segment of the show.
I would have tweeted at him with just, who do you think you are, period.
Oh, wait, where is happening? I think actually also, sorry, where is the other one?
Okay, so.
But anyways, this one's all who.
Who questions.
Who, but not questions about the who.
Oh, no. Or
No.
Doctor Who.
Someone asked, where is Ashiok, or who is Ashiok?
Ooh.
Where is Ashiok? That's a question for next week, which is when he's doing where. Who is Ashiok? I can answer that today. And basically, he says that the answer is nobody knows.
What?
And while we might learn more about Ashiok in the future, one of the coolest things about them is that they're just a mystery.
I love it.
Ashiok just is a mystery, and that in some ways having all of these elements of the unknown about Ashiok is what some people really identify with, of just having like this complete mystery, this complete unknown.
I love Ashiok.
It's very cool.
I mean, when you're busy weaving nightmares,
exactly,
you don't have a lot of time to tell everybody
what a title
who you are.
Exactly. Who are you? Go away. I'm weaving nightmares.
Excuse me. I'm weaving nightmares.
I'm weaving nightmares.
This is a loom.
So Mark, I loved this part. He said, will we ever learn everything about Ashiok? I'm skeptical that we ever will.
Great. I love it.
Yes. So Ashiok, beautiful.
You've gotta keep
I love it.
the mystery alive sometimes.
Exactly.
You know? It's just like, in TV episodes where the two main characters, there's a lot of tension there, and then they finally kiss, and you're like, I'm done with this show.
Do you know what?
JK.
Okay. Sorry if you have not watched all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Spoilers.
I've watched none of it.
Everyone,
so are you going to spoil it for me?
I'm going to spoil part of it, yes.
Should I plug my ears?
Should you?
With headphones on?
The thing is that I'm going to talk about part of what I like about Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay, go.
So if you are a listener of the show and you have not watched it and you're planning to, just go, for the next couple of seconds.
Okay.
Is that so part of it is a will they won't they between two of the main characters.
Yeah.
But in like, it's 5 seasons, and I think in the second or third, they do just get together, and you're always worried because I feel like part of what shows do when it's will they won't they is that they break them up.
Yeah.
And the best thing is that these two characters were just like great friends beforehand, and then they date, and then they just continue being like best friends.
Oh, that's great.
And sometimes they have like issues, but they always solve it because they really love each other and they're best friends. And it's just great. And then they get married, and it's still just great. And it's one of my favorite things because Brooklyn Nine-Nine is also such a good show. Like, it's so funny. And it felt like it was a show that acknowledged we can write a good enough show that what's carrying this isn't some will they won't they tension that so many shows lean on.
Yeah.
It's just that it's legitimately hilarious and a great show
This
with people that you love.
Of the relationship from Parks and Recreation.
Yes, that's another great one.
Yeah. Anyway.
So there you go.
Story.
Exactly. So I also really highly recommend Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Especially if you need some comedy in your life right now, just go watch it. It's one of my favorite shows.
Where is it available?
It's on Hulu.
There you go.
So
Hulu it up.
Anyways. All right, Maria, next question.
I would like to think we inspired this question, but I won't be so what's the word I'm looking for? Presumptuous to assume. The question is, who is Jace's mother? And we talked about Jace's mom, who's got it going on a little bit on the episode last week.
Yes.
And this is Mark Rosewater's reply. For most of the time the character has existed, Jace didn't know who his mother was or where she was or anything about her.
Because this is, if you remember back when we learned Jace's origin story in Magic Origins, he wiped all of his own memories.
Yes.
Back when he was studying with the Sphinx, Alhammaret, who was messing with his mind a bunch.
So he wiped away his mom memories.
Yeah, he wiped away all of his memories. But at the end of the Ixalan story, he got all of his memories back. And we don't know if it's all of them or like some portion of them. So he does believe, I love this part, I believe one day we'll visit Vryn.
This is what we were talking about last week.
I really want to go to Vryn. And Mark says that we probably will someday. And when we do, it will be an opportunity for us to meet some people who are part of Jace's earlier life. Will his mother be among them? We'll have to wait and see.
Oh,
very exciting.
I hope so. It'd be great if Jace's mom was just like really BA and like better at everything than Jace was. I would love that.
Jace has always been like, I'm the star of the multiverse. And Jace's mom is like, where do you think you got it from?
Hold
up,
kid. Where do you
think you got it from?
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
All right. Who among planeswalkers that haven't yet been printed do you want to see most in a future set? So this is this is like Mark's personal opinion, which people don't, I think, ask a lot.
This is going back quite a ways, he says, but I think a Leshrac Planeswalker printed in a supplemental product like Commander decks would be pretty cool.
Is Leshrac?
I have no idea.
Will you Scryfall this?
Sure.
Leshrac?
I mean, it's quite...
Leshrac.
I'm on Scryfall. Should I just type in Scryfall again?
Yeah, just type.
Herald of Leshrac, Leshrac's right. Leshrac's Sigil, Minion of Leshrac. So we haven't really seen
looks evil
Leshrac themselves. We've only seen Leshrac's right, Sigil, Minion, and Herald.
Leshrac's Minion is pretty cute in a demon way.
Oh yeah, it really is. All right, so Leshrac seems like possibly pretty evil.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it looks like. All right.
How much do you want to pay for a 5/5? Is the answer for black, because that's how much Leshrac's Minion costs.
Wow.
It is additional text, but
it does have tap, destroy target creature or land.
Oh, wow. Just kidding. I will pay that. I take it all back.
Maria, how much would you pay for a 5/5 that says tap, destroy target creature or land?
I would probably even pay 9 for that.
Yep, you would pay a lot.
I would. Yeah, I think
9
I would.
9 is a lot.
It is a lot.
But
maybe
7.
8 for sure.
Yes. Possibly 9.
8.5 potentially.
8.5. Who do I have to talk to about getting more commander support for Boros? This is great because I didn't know all of these different entities that deal with this. First, Mark says, it depends on what kind of support you're looking for. Do you want red and white to stretch into new abilities that are thematic to their colors? Then that would be the Council of Colors. This is the group that oversees the color pie and is responsible for exploring new mechanical places to push the colors.
You're telling me there's a bunch of people who wear hooded robes and sit around a table and have a gavel made out of a human skull that they...
What?
Yep, that's what it is. And they have to drink a special drink before they begin the meeting, and smoke rises.
It's just blood.
A special drink, aka
blood.
Smoke rises from the ground and chanting of monks in the distance as they talk about the color pie.
Yes.
Mark is confirming this?
Yes, that is a thing.
Oh, wow.
That is a thing. It's the Council of Colors.
Sick.
Then it says, do you want red and white to explore deck archetypes other than aggro? Then that would be the vision design and set design teams, as they're the ones responsible for figuring out what archetypes should exist in each set. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool. And then do you want red and white cards to get more push so that they'll have a bigger impact in Commander, especially in areas that tend to be stronger in the format? Then that would be the play design team.
It's really cool how they separate things out there over at Wizards from the vision design, set design, and play design.
And now we know about the mysterious Council
And the
of Colors.
Council of Colors.
The Council of Colors is out there. Kenny Wong asks, who writes the flavor text on Magic cards?
Great question, Kenny.
So the short answer is that there is a creative writing team for the set, which is overseen by a creative lead. And those differ from set to set.
Yeah. And it's really fun. You can follow some people who write flavor text on Twitter.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll tweet out little stories about how they came up with the flavor text, or just revealing a little bit of the background behind it, or what one of their original pitches for it was that it didn't quite go through, or like if it didn't end up on a card, this is what it would have been on the card, that kind of thing.
And do you know what? Today, in honor of them, we'll do Flavor Text Theater Mad Libs.
Oh, great. I love Mad Libs.
We'll turn ourselves into flavor text writers.
We write such good flavor text.
Oh, it's definitely very good and very thematic.
Yes. Speaking of flavor text.
Who wrote your favorite piece of Magic flavor text? My favorite piece of flavor text is on Lurgoyf from Ice Age. Ach, Hans, run! It's the Lurgoyf. Sophie Eriksdotter, last words. And Mark says it tickled him so much he designed 2 different cards because of that. One is which is Sophie Eriksdotter.
Oh, that's great! Actually made the character.
Yes, and another one is from an unset called Ach, Hans, run.
Oh, I get it.
Which is very, very
I've heard
fun.
of that card before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, right?
I guess when you're Mark Rosewater, you can have a lot of fun. Like, I'm just going to make this character deal with it.
Yes.
Mic drop.
I mean, I feel like that's what,
that's
part of
the
what
job
makes,
description.
I feel like that's part of what makes Mark Rosewater great at his job.
Yeah.
Is that he's like having fun with what he's doing.
Absolutely.
He's just having a great time. Who among current Wizards employees has worked there the longest?
Oh, probably old Ben from underneath the stairs.
Oh, so it's old Ben from underneath the stairs.
Who's been there since before the building was built. He's a caveman encased in granite underneath the city of... They're not in Seattle. Renton, Washington.
Wow. Encased in granite. What a way to go.
Yeah.
How do you get encased in granite?
Well,
it's a very hard stone.
Old Ben was a caveman hanging around doing caveman stuff.
Got caught in one of those classic Pacific, Northwest lava flows.
Yeah, and then a lava flow happened over Old Ben. He was like, no, and a granite happened. Now he's a beautiful countertop.
Granite just doesn't happen. Maria.
If only someone could dig him up and put him in a kitchen.
Yeah,
That's all he wants.
like a classic Han Solo situation.
Yeah, uh-huh.
All right. Anyways. So he says it's Don Murrin, if you count time working at TSR, the company that created D&D, which was bought by Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, okay.
So
There's a bunch of different ways you could measure that, I'm sure.
Exactly. Who represents red in the Council of Colors? So someone who already knew that this existed?
I have heard of it before, to be fair, but
anyways.
I don't know if they have meetings.
I hope they do. I hope they sit around, and I hope all of their robes represent the part of the color pie that they are.
No, and they argue for a card if they wanted in their part of the color pie.
The representative for red is Jules Robbins, white is Andrew Veen, blue is Ethan Fleischer, black is Gavin Verhey, green is Ken Nagel, colorless is Corey Bowen. Wow.
Cool.
All right. Very cool.
I love this question. It's very confrontational.
It is.
Who thought or decided that getting rid of mana burn was a good idea, and why?
And Mark Rosewater's just like, that was me.
I did it.
It was me.
Are you kidding me? Why would mana burn
So it's actually interesting because in his answer, he talks about how during classic 6th edition rules change, they had talked about getting rid of it.
Yeah.
And back then he had been an advocate for keeping it.
Oh.
And then the Magic 2010 rules change came around and he was the person who fought the hardest to get rid of mana burn. And he said it's at the end of the day, it's because the greatest threat to Magic's health is complexity. And
it
so
is
it's
just
stuff
very
that it's just
strange, right?
Yeah. And so you want the complexity of mana of Magic to have quality, right?
Yeah.
Like to be a very quality complexity. And it just kind of felt like this was a quantity of complexity.
Yeah.
It just made the game more complicated without adding a lot to it.
No. All of a sudden my spell mana
sick burn on mana burn
back into my face. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Someone asks, who is the hardest psychograph to design for? And so these are the ways that we describe different kinds of players. There's Timmy and Tammy, Jenny and Johnny, and Spike. Which are like competitive and people who like cool combos.
And people
who like
to swing with big giant cool creatures.
That's right. And so he says the hardest is probably Johnny. They like to use magic cards as a means to express themselves, so they tend to appreciate cards that are a bit quirkier, and those are just trickier to design.
Fair.
And then Spike wants cards that allow them to demonstrate what they're capable of, and that requires some nuance. And the easiest is Timmy and Tammy. But that doesn't mean individual cards can't be complicated to make.
Cool.
Yes.
We have a question here. Who is the most requested character to have their own card that has never had one?
He says, obviously, Urza.
Oh, yeah.
Up until Unstable was
You know
released.
what? When we made the Drunk History Magic videos,
Yes.
I had no idea that Urza did not actually
Have a card. Yeah. It's kind of wild.
Other than the head of Urza, which like that does not really count.
Yeah. And, you know, having an unset card is not. So people are still asking for a black bordered Urza.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty cool.
Flibblethip, of course.
Yes.
It's voted here. Our favorite.
Everyone wants a Flibblethip.
Homunculus.
Yes. Sarah is one from Dominaria.
We've got a Planeswalker. There you go.
That's true. Yawgmoth.
And speaking of Urza, Yawgmoth too.
Yeah. Unnamed white-black angel sister from Innistrad. So Innistrad had the different color pair angels, but there was the black-white one, which, you know, had met some sort of untimely end. I think, I want to say.
Cool.
And never had a name or was never talked about.
Who was the first Planeswalker, both lore-wise and card-wise?
So the first Planeswalker chronologically was Urza.
As we just mentioned.
Yes, obviously. And then the first one in the world was, let's see. Bolos apparently is boasted he's the first one, but Eugene.
The Spirit Dragon.
What? Eugene is his twin?
I didn't know that.
What? Me neither. What? Bolos is boasted he's the first Planeswalker, but Eugene, his twin, became a Planeswalker before he did.
What?
So my best guess is Eugene.
No way.
Eugene the Spirit Dragon.
I did not know they were twins. They don't look like twins.
Me neither.
Maybe they're fraternal dragon twins.
Wow.
I would like them to have a card where it's both of them on the card.
Oh, or a flip card where it's one than the other.
The Dragon Twins.
The Dragon.
And they're kind of like...
The Dragon Twins is a card.
Is it?
It's the red card from Khans of Tarkir.
It's called the Dragon Twins?
Oh, it's called something about Dragon Twins.
Type in Dragon Twins right now.
Dragon style twins.
Oh yeah, this is people, but maybe they're being
true.
like Bolos and Eugene. They don't know who they are. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Eugene was on Tarkir.
Well, oh, that's right. That's true.
They were all about those dragons. Anyways.
Wow, we learned a lot.
Yes, and then the first Planeswalker cards are the 5-way tie for the Lorwyn Planeswalkers, which are the first time that they were introduced. So those are Johnny, Jace, Liliana, Chandra, and Garrick.
Cool. I love these questions.
Yeah, they were great questions.
And these columns by Mark.
Yeah.
Really cool look inside of more of magical lore and everything, which I do really appreciate. And we learned something about Bolos and Eugene.
Wow, that's honestly, I have to change my understanding of the world based on what I just learned. I didn't know that. How did we not know that?
I don't know. How did we not know that?
I feel like all of Khans of Tarkir happened and no one was like, by the way, they're twins.
Also, Bolos right now is getting ready to do big bad Bolos things. And like, Eugene
we
is
haven't
just
talked
like...
about Eugene at all. Do you know what, Eugene? We don't talk about Eugene enough.
I agree.
I said it. We don't talk about Eugene enough. Eugene is great.
Is he dead?
No.
He's just a spirit?
Yes.
But he's a lie.
Maria, shh. Don't ask questions.
I was legit asking here.
Don't ask problematic questions.
If you have a secret twin surprise for us that you think
Tweet at us with the hashtag twin surprise.
twin surprise, like, did you know this person had a twin? We would like to know.
I would really love to know some surprise twins.
Surprise twins.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could do a Google search for who has twins. Okay.
Now you're gonna be these
twin.
This I don't know what weird kind of results you're gonna get here.
Me neither. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna click on the twin Wikipedia page.
This is not gonna give us.
Isn't it? Come on. Here we go. See, nope, never mind. You're right.
Speaking of twins, I have a film recommendation since you have a TV show rec earlier in the episode.
Look, see also list of twins.
Oh, great. A notable list of twins.
In acting.
My suggestion is 3 Identical Strangers. It's a documentary which will blow your socks off.
Oh.
Check it out. It's really, really good.
Okay.
So a lot of these names I have no memory of.
Scarlett Johansson has a twin.
What?
Named Hunter.
No. Oh, I thought it was going to be another lady, and I'm like,
No.
that's
No, not
the
identical.
world can't handle that.
That's true. I'm trying to find other good ones.
Well, you know the hashtag, everybody. Twin surprise.
Twins. Hashtag twin surprise. Tell us someone that we will be surprised to know has a twin. Story time.
Story time. Put on your onesie, tuck yourself in, hold your teddy bear, because it's time for story time with Meghan. And we've been going through all the guilds on Ravnica, kind of telling a little snapshot of life. And today's the Selesnyans.
That's right. So we're going to talk about Bound and Bonded, which is the name of the Selesnyan story from Ravnica. And again, these are just little snapshots. They're not about they're not about our main planeswalker buddies. They're just about like what is life in the guilds.
Okay.
And this one is about Tarek, who's an elf who once upon a time was the person who like found and trained worms, giant worms. WURM
tiny
worms.
little worms in the ground.
The worms, big worms.
Sounds like me as a child with caterpillars.
So he was a worm caller, except a couple of months before the start of this story, he accidentally caused this Orzhov Basilica to collapse because he rode a worm under it. And turns out worms are really badass.
So like he was riding the worm like in a tunnel or just like burrowed?
So these worms burrow by making these sonic frequencies that can just liquefy stone.
Cool.
And they wear armor to protect them.
Oh, that's cute.
So the worms can just travel under Ravnica easily. But he was too close to the surface and caused this basilica to collapse. And so he's an outcast. He like lost his job and he can't train worms. And he's staying with his friend who's a dryad who just has birds nesting in her branches.
Ooh, beautiful.
Which is very cool. So anyways, Tarek feels really bad.
Yeah.
And he also keeps going to this orphanage, this Orzhov orphanage, to give them money because there's a girl named Bazda there and her parents died in the collapse.
Oh.
And he feels very badly about it. And so we see him and he's going to the orphanage yet again to give them yet more money. And Amberlyn, who's the dryad, is just like, you need to just let it go.
That's something a tree would say.
It is something a tree would say. The Selesnya Conclave is like very much about like not being angry with each other and just like being harmonious. Hey
man, just let it go.
Valuing friendship and just being like, let it go.
You know, have you ever seen a time lapse of a houseplant?
No.
Like a 24-hour houseplant time lapse?
I'm really interested in this now.
I'm going to illustrate for all our video listeners what this looks like. Here I am, a houseplant, 24 hours sped up.
That's cool.
Like it moves so much and you don't realize it because it's moving so slow in slow motion for us humans. But to the plant's point of view, we would be moving like
so fast.
Isn't
That's
that
really
weird?
Cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
They move way more than you think.
It
makes me feel really bad about killing a lot of houseplants.
Yeah, as you should. But also, okay, we've been told like succulents are good indoor plants, right? That's like...
Have we?
Have you felt like you've been sold that knowledge? I sure feel like I have been.
No, just that they don't need a lot of water.
What? I feel like, anyways, point is that I got a succulent from my stepmom. And then I was like looking up how to best care for it. And everything was just like, they're not great indoor plants. They want to be outside. And I was like, well, dang it.
I did not know that.
I feel bad. And I'm trying to keep it alive. Anyways. So Tarek, and he's living with his friend Amberlyn, and they live in just like this giant collective. It's like a big Selesnyan co-op.
Great.
And there's like no doors and just open floor plans, and everyone lives there, and everyone's happy and chill.
So
and also she's like, hey, the downstairs people have been hearing what they think is worm noises. You wouldn't be keeping a worm. That would be crazy, right? And Tarek's like, no, that would be crazy.
Of course not.
Of course I'm not keeping a giant worm.
Worm noises.
Also, the worms are all really cute, and they're kind of like dogs, right? They like listen to him, and they like knowing people, and
this changes my whole opinion of giant worms and magic.
Exactly, right? They're just very cute. Anyways, point is, so he goes to the orphanage, and on the way also he's like passing through like the Orzhov part of Ravnica, and there's like people just trying to extort money left and right. There's like a guy who's just like, do you want to purchase some insurance to make sure you don't get mugged while you're in Orzhov territory? And he's like, no. Go away, you creeper.
You want to buy a watch?
Yeah, and they try and like follow him, and he like throws some seeds, like bramble seeds on the ground, and like makes a spell so that they come up and snare the guy.
Ooh, cool.
It's very cool. So he goes to the orphanage, and he gives him some money, and he meets Bazda. And he didn't mean for her to find out that he's the person who caused the collapse, but she does. And she's really sad. And like I said, her parents died in the collapse because they were indebted to the Orzhov, and they were working in the basilica.
Yeah.
And then it turns out she's like, yeah, and their spirits are still indebted, and they're still working so much that they can't come visit me. Oh. So it's not just that her parents are dead. It's just that their ghosts are still around, but their ghosts are so indebted to the Orzhov that they have to work all the time.
The nightmare is real.
So their spirits are working to try and pay off their debt. Anyways, and then Bazda has this little artifact that her parents gave her from the basilica, and she's like, take this and find out what it is. But then instead she just follows him home and is like, I wanted to know right away. And then she gets to the co-op, and she's like, why are there no doors? What if people want to steal stuff? And Tarek's just like, we don't worry about that. We're the Selesnyans. We don't worry about people wanting to come in and steal our stuff. Whatever. Anyways, and then there's like 2 Loxodons who are moving out of the collective.
Yeah.
And so Tarek's just like, we should all do something together for one big last adventure. And one of them says, this is a great quote, a major bonding event in the form of an adventure would provide a positive transitional structure to a long distance friendship. Those Selesnyans.
Oh, those Selesnyans.
So all of them are like, oh, okay, let's go on an adventure. And he's like, let's go find out what this artifact goes to.
Great adventure idea.
Under the Orzhov Basilica.
Yeah.
And so they're like, cool. And then it turns out he did have a worm. He was hiding the worm under his bed. And they all hop on the worm and burrow into the ruins of the basilica. And they're there, and they're looking around, and there's like not a lot, and the worm gets spooked and runs off, and they're like, we're stuck. And they go deep into the catacombs, and then there's like this pontiff and these spirits and these worms all working and digging around this artifact like that their piece goes to, like some big mechanism. And they get found out because the Loxodon gets scared by a mouse because it's an elephant.
It's an elephant.
It's great. The Loxodon gets scared by a rat.
I love it.
And Tarek's like, it's just a rat. But the Loxodon is like, no,
I'm not here for this.
Scary. And it's very cute. Anyways, the whole little squeaking rat. Point is, they get found out, and the pontiff makes them sign in their book of like debt because they're just like, you were in my catacombs.
You owe me for this.
Yes. And it's like 10,000 days or something like that. 10,000 days worth of work. And like they keep adding to it and adding to it. And so finally they work out a way they trick the pontiff and push him into a hole. And then they
the best trick in the book.
It turns out that like the little artifact that Bazda the girl had goes to this mechanism which turns copper into gold that the Izzet had made long ago. The pontiff uses his own creepy magic to put himself back together after falling down this hole and breaking all of his bones.
Ew.
Yes. He like fuses part of a thrall to his leg.
I don't like it.
Nope. It's very creepy and very gross and very weird. Anyways, but they use the gold that they've made with this machine to pay off all of their debts. The Orzhov are bad.
Yeah, they don't sound very nice.
They are bad news. There's a time when like the pontiff like takes all of Tarek's possessions, and Tarek's like, those are mine. And the Pontiff is like, to the Orzhov, possession is 99 thousandths of the law. Anyways.
Wow.
It's very good. And then they take the artifact back out of the machine, so the Pontiff can't use it anymore, even though the Pontiff thinks is like, I'm going to make so much gold, and the Orzhov are going to be so powerful and destroy all the other guilds. Selesnya first, you dang Selesnyans. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling Selesnyans.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And then they free one of the worms that the Pontiff was making work for him.
Aww.
And they ride the worm up back into the regular world.
That's
and
great.
They set all of the spirits free, because all of the Pontiff was working with all of the spirits of people who had died in the collapse. And we learned that it's the Pontiff who is looking for the last artifact that actually caused the basilica to collapse, and not Tarek and the worm.
Oh, great.
So Tarek was framed by this Pontiff who was looking for this piece. Anyways, and they free the worms that were unhappy working for the Pontiff, and they all get out free. And he like gives Bazda and her spirit parents the money to be like, start your life again, because do you know what? It doesn't matter. They're spirits.
Yeah,
and she's just like, this is my family.
We're gonna live a half spirit, half normal human home.
Exactly. So all different kinds making it work.
I like the
Ravnica.
vision of just like riding off on your giant sandworm into the distance.
Yeah.
Under the Ravnican sunset.
And it's very cute because, like I said, at the end of the Golgari one was right. I have my whole death ahead of me.
Yeah.
And the end of the Selesnya one was very much like, I don't know exactly what the future holds, but I have all of my friends, and like, we all
very
are harmonious
here.
and connected.
Yeah.
So it was great. My favorite part was definitely the Loxodon being scared by a mouse.
Oh, that's so cute.
It was very cute.
I forgot elephants are scared of mice.
And how cute worms are, it turns out.
I know, like little dogs.
Yeah, they're like, or
I think
big.
that's
They're
great.
like a ton. They weigh
Big
an actual
dogs.
ton.
They're good boys.
That's basically what they read as, is like, oh, they're real good boys. They're just doing their jobs. And the Pontiff is
Great.
The Pontiff who's using them to dig
Yeah.
is really mean to them. And you're like, it's a classic. This is a really bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he's hurting the animals and the ghosts.
Whatever, Orzhov.
Yeah. So anyways, it was really creepy. Mostly the Selesnya were like really nice. A little bit too, like, harmony is great. At one point, Tarek is like, you have to
Natural
admit that you're
herbal
mad at me.
remedies.
I've done all these bad things. Say that you're mad at me. You can't just keep pretending like you're not. And the Dryad is like, fine, I'm mad. It was very good. And the Orzhov, we find out that if you sign a debt with them, it doesn't matter if you die.
You still owe.
Your ghost still going to be there
Wow.
paying your debt.
You can never retire in the Orzhov world.
Nope.
Hey, guess what? Ultra Pro's really cool.
That's right, they are. They've got, first of all, these enormous dice.
I want to mention these dice. These are like Planeswalker dice.
Yes.
Planeswalker loyalty dice.
Yes.
Which are giant, and you can use them to tick up your Planeswalker loyalty. And it looks really cool because it's got the Planeswalker loyalty symbol.
Yeah, they are great. And I love, like, the size of them is so nice for just keeping track. I love a clean board state.
Oh, yeah. They will not misunderstand this.
Misunderstand this.
I mean, seriously,
You
if your commander is a Planeswalker, I
Yeah.
think this is a great idea to have.
Absolutely.
Just-
if you play anything that regularly relies on a planeswalker.
Yeah, it's just more clear
Yes.
than just having a pips on a dice.
Absolutely. And you pulled out this beautiful art.
I know.
These sleeves with this gorgeous art on them.
Look at them. Matte deck
so good.
protector sleeves.
Yes.
They're featuring the wonderful artwork of Therese Nielsen,
Oh.
which you can't find on sleeves anywhere else except from Ultra Pro. So
Great.
check
Really nice looking
their
stuff.
stuff out at ultrapro.com or head on over to cardkingdom.com/GLHF because they also sell Ultra Pro products. It's full circle.
Full.
The Selesnya would be into this. All right, everybody, it's time for Flavor Text Theater Mad Libs.
That's right. So what we've done is we've cracked a pack and we've just made some Mad Libs style little sayings out of the flavor text on them. So I'm going to go ahead and go first.
Okay, go for it.
All right, Maria, I need a noun.
The noun is Peanut Butter Sammy.
Okay. All right.
Maybe I just want one right now.
A verb ending in ing
Ooh, drooling.
and another noun.
Breakfast waffle.
All right, as opposed to a lunch waffle.
Yeah. Lunch waffle. No. Breakfast waffle.
All right, so this is Spike Wheel Acrobat.
Okay.
The original flavor text reads, "Every street's a stage, and every screaming bystander's an audience."
Oh, God.
Every street's a peanut butter Sammy, and every drooling bystander's a breakfast waffle.
That sounds like somewhere I want to be.
It really does. Every street's a peanut butter Sammy, and every drooling bystander's a breakfast waffle.
Wow, I didn't even try and go for that theme, but here we are.
Here we are.
All right. I've got one over here. I need an adjective, please.
Oh,
This is what people would call a describing word.
that's right.
I have to often remind.
Long-limbed like a speeder.
Long-limbed like a speeder. And I need a noun.
A pony.
Pony.
Yes.
Ooh. This will soon make 0 sense. This is Skewer the Critics. Going to a Rakdos show can be dangerous. Trying to leave early can be fatal. But instead, we now read, going to a Rakdos show can be long-limbed like a speeder. Trying to leave early can be pony.
I think it needed to be adjective the second time also.
Too?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Fatal. I guess.
But leaving early can be pony.
I like that better.
Don't leave a party early. Don't be pony.
Don't be pony.
Don't be pony. All right, here we go.
Okay.
I need a noise.
Oh. A noise, a soft munching.
And a noun.
But why am I talking about food? I must be hungry.
You really must be.
Because I was going to say butter.
Okay.
One of my favorite nouns, really.
All right.
All things considered.
This is Basilica Bell Hunt. You can hear their tolling only when your debt is due.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Okay.
You can hear their soft munching only when your butter is due. Weird. Very, very weird.
I don't want to hear their soft munching. I really don't.
Same.
Okay, I need a noun.
A tuba player.
Ooh. Great.
Professional tuba player.
Okay, yeah. Professional tuba player.
Yes.
A verb ending in ing.
Hijacking.
Okay. And a noun.
Krispy Kreme donut.
Oh, I almost spelled it with a C. No.
Weird.
No. Are those things still around?
I don't know.
All right, this is Grotesque Demise. Mm-hmm. It reads, a debtor's soul has little value except as a warning to others who might consider defaulting on their loans. Oh. The new version reads, a debtor's professional tuba player has little value except as a warning to others who might consider hijacking their Krispy Kreme donut.
Don't hijack Krispy Kreme donuts. There's a lesson for us all in there.
Professional tuba players, you do have value. Okay?
You do. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't.
You do.
Rude.
So rude.
All right. I need a noun.
Pickle. A pickle.
And then I need a proper noun.
Ooh, Sir Pickle.
Well,
does that count?
This will definitely make sense. This is from Trollbred Guardian. The original flavor text reads, his favorite food is crowl. The new flavor text reads, his favorite...
I know what it's going to be.
It's so dumb. His favorite pickle is Sir Pickle.
Say it again.
His favorite pickle is Sir Pickle.
Make it a real flavor text, please. Yes, Sir Pickle is his favorite pickle.
Yes, his favorite pickle is Sir Pickle.
That sounds like a pickle brand.
Remember, sometimes simplicity is best.
All right, I need an adjective.
Obtuse. Painfully obtuse.
Ooh, that actually fits remarkably well. A noun.
Tire iron.
Ooh, a job, like a job you could have.
A job I could have.
Yeah, you specifically.
A scooter mechanic.
Ooh, and I need like a. Well, no, I think I think we'll be done.
Okay.
Let's find out. All right, so this is Sphinx's insight. Do not think me blind to your true mission or your true master, Grand Arbiter. Instead, do not think me painfully obtuse, so like the same thing, to your true tire iron or your true master, scooter mechanic. Capitalize.
Scooter mechanic.
Hey, scooter mechanic.
Don't think me painfully obtuse.
Yeah. Gosh, come on, scooter mechanic.
You scooter mechanic. All right.
Okay.
Next, I've got a verb ending in ing.
Blah, 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 bubbling.
As soon as you went blah, 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 I knew it was gonna be bubbling.
Yeah, it just came out. It bubbled out, if you will.
A noun.
Captain of this ship.
Oh.
Does it work?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Captain of this
ship.
A famous person.
Oh, Mayor McCheese.
All right.
You all remember Mayor McCheese, right?
A place.
Laundry basket.
Okay. And a job.
Dingus.
Okay. All right. I have
Great.
mammoth spider.
Okay.
The good news is that the migrating drakes are no longer a problem. Bel Migelik, Azorius Hussar. All right. The good news is that the bubbling captain of this ship is no longer a problem.
Oh.
Mayor McCheese, laundry basket dingus.
That's my new favorite insult. You laundry basket dingus.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I need an adjective for our final Mad Lib.
An adjective?
That's right. You heard me.
Cute like a cat.
Cute like a cat. Oh, that's cute. Verb ending in ing.
Fidgeting.
And a noun.
Pancake house.
Ooh, so many foods.
I know.
This is Undercity Scavenger. We grow strong by feasting on failure. Oh, okay.
Oh, gross.
Now reads, we grow cute like a cat by fidgeting on Pancake House.
How do you get cute? Well, I fidget on a pancake house.
Well, that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
We didn't
His
get to our
favorite pickle is Sir Pickle.
We didn't get to our rare because there's no flavor text on Rick's Mighty Reveler.
Rick's Mighty Reveler.
But I'm going to throw this into the pile for our Gleam giveaway at the end of the month. Remember to enter in the show notes or below the YouTube video.
Yeah.
And you could win this, which, you know what, goes in some decks. So there you go.
Pretty cool.
All right, peeps, that's the show.
That's right. Guess what?
What?
I didn't have anything to say after that.
That's the show. Guess what? That's the show.
Guess what?
Hey, consider heading on over to patreon.com/GLHF Magic and becoming a member of the Good Luck High Five family, the Gnarlid Pack, as we call them.
Yes.
And you can subscribe at any dollar amount level from $1 all the way up to $40 a month, which actually breaks down pretty cheaply per episode if you want to think about it like that, even though we create so much more than just a podcast in our content creation universe.
Yep, we're trying to bring so much to you, and thank you to everyone who's out there making that possible, because honestly, it would not be possible without the support of our patrons.
Absolutely not.
And I know sometimes I think about it, and it's wild.
Yeah, it really is.
Exactly how much we rely and appreciate the support of the people who are out there.
So thank you, everybody who has become a member of the Good Luck High Five family. And if you're considering it, please consider doing it this month in the month of March. And once again, thanks to our other sponsors, Card Kingdom and Ultra Pro, for always being there for us and being awesome. And
don't forget, in your Card Kingdom order, Card Kingdom /GLHF, put in good luck, have tokens.
And you can get a token in your
cute
order.
Little set of tokens.
Yay.
Nice.